Now, Arise Global Business Report therefore unveils an independent economic impact index to gauge the soundbites coming from the various presidential aspirants. The index has a ranking, or what you call a scoring line of 1 to 10, as you can see on your screen. Scoring 1 means no clue or nothing in place or no idea. If you go between 1 and 10, the 10 means the highest level, which means strong exceptional plans by any of the aspirants, execution framework, understanding of what is going on, the motivation to get Nigeria's socio-economic up and running. So let's get started by using this index to examine the first set of 3 of the presidential aspirants from the People's Democratic Party: Atiku Abubakar, Bukola Saraki, and Mohammed Hayatuddin. My guest on this is to discuss this is Osa Umweni. He's the CEO of the 70th Precint Limited, and it's good to have him on the show this morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's get started. Now, based on their first names and not in any preferential order, how would you assess the soundbites on the country's socio-economic economy from a former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, and that is coming Atiku because it's alphabet A. So how would you give me your thoughts on him?
Atiku Abubakar is a seasoned politician who has cut his teeth for over 3 decades in the political landscape of this country now. And mind you, was the former vice president of this country for 8 solid years. And those periods we had great economic growth. And our economy, remember when we were coming out from the military era to the Obasanjo administration, he played a pivotal role, despite the fact that the later end of that administration, he fell out with the president Obasanjo. Atiku Abubakar has always he has been, like, let's say, he's a perennial presidential candidate who has been trying to rule this country. So now this is like his one song for him. This is his final chance for him, because of his age, for him to see if he can grab the.
Yeah, Osa, may I cut in respectfully? Let's stick to the socio-economic lines here, whatever his age, whatever it is. Let's stick to how would you score? What have you heard from him? He's a businessman. Everyone knows that. He's superintendent in the National Council on Privatization. There were a number of privatizations there. So he understands. He's someone who at least understands how privatization should be done under the Obasanjo's administration and all that. So he's a businessman. He runs a university and all that. So how would you score him on our economic impact? You have that list if you're looking at impact on job creation, radical movement on infrastructure, what he has said before. How would you rate him? Do you think he's the man for the job based on what you know, what he has said?
From what he has said and from what he has put forward to Nigerians in the past, and I'm sure he's going to put the same, he's a man for the job. And I can rate him. I think I'll rate him about 7% from your index there, because he says he wants to create employment. He wants to reduce taxes for the SMEs and which they form the large bulk of Nigerians. He wants to also privatize. He was one that muted the idea of privatizing the NNPC then, that he was going to sell it off, that it's just a waste of resources. So definitely, infrastructural wise, there are some federal agencies that definitely he wants to do away with to save cash. And also, he also talks about the restructuring of the country too. So I don't know where he's going to be on that stand. Definitely, he said he wants to restructure. So he's going to restructure or give powers to the states to seats of federal powers to the states or what. So, but definitely he has not been fought with the real plan of what he wants to do in areas of restructuring. Yes, for job creation, he's a businessman. He has industries. He has businesses that he has been creating over the years. So definitely he wants to create more jobs. He wants to stimulate the economy. Infrastructure-wise, he wants to build some different. Sell the ones that he feels are more important in the country and give it to the private sector to manage and stuff like that. So I'm sure he comes in a sound footing, and I think he's well prepared for this job.
You think he has the motivation for, do you think Atiku Abubakar has the motivation for execution? Do you think he has the ability to deliver?
He has the ability to deliver because the ability to deliver depends on the kind of team that you surround yourself with. So, and I think he has eye for talent. He has eye to bring in, to rally Nigerians from all different sectors to come in, from north, east, west, and south. He can bring the quality people around him to deliver. I'm sure he has the will to. He has the will to rule this country very well. So if he can get the right team, he will definitely deliver.
Okay, let's chat to Bukola Saraki. That's coming through with alphabet B. As I said, this is not in any particular order of preference whatsoever. So we're going to do it by alphabetical. First name, first alphabet of your name. Makes it very easy. He's a former banker. He has a bachelor's degree in medicine and all that. So a former Senate president and two-time governor of Kwara State. What have you heard from Bukola Saraki? What's your assessment? If you remember, it was the governor then when those farmers, South African farmers, were coming through from Zimbabwe, and he accommodated them in Kwara State and what have you. So give me your assessment of him as an aspirant under the People's Democratic Party.
Unfortunately, I'll be following him on social media. I'm seeing what he's been doing, and I think he's a very good candidate. And for being, I know he has that reach with the youth. I see what he does with linking up with the youth. So I think he has the quality. He has been two-time governor. He has been an advisor. He has been an advisor to the former president Obasanjo, and he has run the bank. He's a medical practitioner. So he breeds politics. If you remember his father, Dr. Olusola Saraki, so he breeds politics. So you understand the game of politics. So I think he has a chance. And based on what he wants to do, he too wants to fix the country. He's talking about security. He's talking about how to fix the security apparatus of this country, how to bring peace and stability. I think most of where he's going to talk to delegates, I've been looking at some of his videos. That's what he keeps saying. And he also keeps talking about how to create jobs. That he wants to create jobs. He wants to stimulate the economy. He wants to bring in the private sector into to create jobs. And so, and he wants to diversify the economy. Everybody keeps saying it, but we also remember what you just said now about him. Yes, back to bring in the Zimbabweans when they had issues with Mugabe. Yes, back to Ilorin, to Kwara State. To commence mechanized agriculture. So I think he too also has a good economic blueprint from what he's been saying going around to tell his delegates that what he wants to do for this country if given the opportunity to govern.
So yes, these are some of the things you said you follow Bukola Saraki, but again, there are wider issues here. You agree with me, also in terms of our exchange rate, where we have the Naira dollar right now, foreign direct investment into the country. We're dealing with issues around corruption. We need monetary stability in the economy. So ease of doing business, by the way. So there's a whole lot still out there. What are you getting from Bukola Saraki? What have you gotten from him around these areas? Do they look like gray areas nobody wants to step into? Discuss, talked about, give Nigerians what they call critical points of action plan that are deliverables moving forward.
You see, what I also noticed about not just only him one is that majority of them have not come out with a concrete blueprint plan that you can see, and you can look at it and say, okay, this is what this guy means in the economy, this is what he want to do in social welfare, this is what he want to do, security-wise. So all of them are just saying things like, oh, I'm going to fix security. Oh, I'm going to fix the economy. I'm going to open up the economy. So, for example, I've listened to his speech of how to fix Nigeria. So it's just giving you there's no specifics yet. He's just saying, the country is in a mess security-wise. I'm going to fix it. The economy, we're going to revamp the economy. We're going to do X, Y, Z. So nothing specific has come out from him regarding some of those things that he wants to do. I've watched his interaction with delegates. Same thing. You go, you tell delegates what they want to hear, and you move on. So I'm sure when any one of them get that ticket, they will now come and give us the specific. I want to create 10 million jobs. They will now say, how do you want to create 10 million jobs? I want to do X, Y, Z. I want to raise money from taxes. I want to cut. I want to tax the rich. I want to tax the big businesses. I want to do this on education. So there's no specific up to this very moment.
Okay, so how would you score Bukola Saraki on our GBR Economic Impact Index based on what he has said so far? and what you've read from him on social media, in the news, wherever, at this point, how would you score him?
I would score Saraki 6 over 10.
Okay, let's talk about Mohammed Ayatuddin, who is a professional banker and a CEO of one of former Nigerian banks, the defunct FSB International Bank PLC. He's the chairman of the Renaissance Development Forum, and he's got some professional advanced leadership management course, Harvard Business School, and others. He says he will rejig the economy and efficiency. What clues for motivation, for execution, and an ability to deliver on some of these very critical points are you seeing or have you heard from Mohammed Ayatuddin as a presidential aspirant on the platform of the PDP?
I know him back then when he was the MD of FSB. So I think after then, I think he just went into hiatus. I've not even heard of him. Only for me to see he springed up with Saraki, Tambuwal, and Bala Mohammed when they tried to get a consensus candidate. So I just saw him. So I thought he was part of the trade. But he's a seasoned banker, and one would say he's well experienced. But experience in governance, I don't think so. I've not heard from him the specific things that he wants to do. I've not really followed him to see what he said he wants to do for the country. All I did was to see him moving around with the other three candidates, trying to get a consensus. So I have not really heard from him the specifics to tell me what he wants to do for this country.
Okay, so he says, as a former banker, a well-hit banking professional, so what would you like to hear from Mohammed Ayatuddin? Where do you think his strength will be? Will it be on the side of monetary policy? Will it be on the actions? Will it be on the fiscal policy side, or a mixture of both on job creation, corruption, for example, as well as very interesting, very huge population we have on digital technology, next generation of fintech that everyone's talking about. Are these things that are yet there?
From his background, so definitely he would do well in the areas of the economy, because he's somebody, a sound man, he's well experienced economist and a financial guru. So definitely he's going to do well. So I see him trying to fix the fiscal and the monetary policies of the nation now, and I also see him trying to diversify the economy. Trying to bring in, like you said now, the financial part. To bring in everybody into the financial baskets and stuff like that. So I see him doing well in that place. So if it's based on the strength of the economy, and I think if you look at the area of the candidate of PDP, if it's come to economy, I think he's a leading figure there.
So score Mohammed Ayatuddin for me. Score Mohammed Ayatuddin for me on a score of 1 to 10. Of course, this is a whole lot here. If you look at the impact index that we rolled out, which sort of encapsulate everything: job creation, radical improvement in infrastructure, achieving monetary stability, zero tolerance for corruption, improvement in business environment and processes, and then selling Nigeria to investors in whether portfolio direct investment, and then digitization and all that. So if you look at these parameters, as it were, on a score of 1 to 10, as an economist, as a former professional banker, so where does Mohammed Ayatuddin stand as a today, as an aspirant on the platform of the PDP, ahead of the primaries and all of that?
If I used your scoring index, I would rate him 3 over 10, as based on the economic impact index that the Rise has created. So I would rate him 3 over 10, because I think those three comes from the fact that he is sound in the economic part. So those three are just coming up. But when it comes to other parts of what he created, I don't think he has that experience to match the likes of Saraki and especially the political with the likes of Saraki and Atiku Abubakar.
I understand that you're scoring. But again, when you talk about motivations for execution and the ability to deliver, how would you score him? Would you want to review your score?
I will reveal my score because I will score him on under 4 because you can have the motivation, but you also need to have the political will. You need to have you understand what I'm saying? That experience to deal, because you're not going to. This is not the public sector. This is not the private sector where you are the boss. You call the shots. So definitely that it's a political structure that involves the whole country. So does he have that experience? To manage all entities to achieve some of his targets and objectives? I don't think so. So that's why I said if it comes to the economy, maybe try to do all those to do the necessary policy. Definitely he will, but to push it to the people, I don't think he has that that experience to do that.
Okay, Osa, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate your raising the curtain on this particular conversation, which is GBR Global Business Report Economic Impact Index.